Welcome back to Omashiroi Recap. Today, I will recap One Punch Man Season 2. A few months after Saitama managed to defeat Burroughs, Saitama felt bored because he had not met a monster equal to himself. On the other hand, a lizard monster was making a fuss in the city. Unexpectedly, there was an S-class hero there. He is king and dubbed as the strongest hero. He let out a terrible sound called King Engine. The sound scared the monster and apologized to him. When Saitama and Genos were shopping, they saw King walking alone. Suddenly there was a strong robot approaching him. A scientist sent the robot to research King's strength. But King has a big secret that he is just an ordinary person. Because of fear, King ran away while Genos fought the robot alone. Even though the robot has a powerful weapon, Genos can melt its iron body with a strong fire blast. A small pilot was coming out of the robot's body. He launched a laser attack to destroy the surrounding area. Genos found a way for the attack and defeated the robot alone. King arrived at his apartment and decided to calm down by playing a game. He was surprised that Saitama was behind him. It turned out that Saitama came in through a window on the 22nd floor. Saitama asked why King was running away from the robot. King didn't answer and continued his game. Suddenly, a giant crow came crashing into his apartment. Saitama asks King to fight the monster. Unfortunately, King is just an ordinary person, and beating the monster is impossible. He revealed that he had lied and realized that he had taken away Saitama's achievements as a hero. Every time Saitama defeats a monster, King happens to be there too. So the Hero Association thinks King defeated the monster. Saitama wasn't angry and advised King that if he didn't want to quit being a hero, he had to become stronger. Since then, Saitama and King have become friends. On the other hand, the Heroes Association gathers all the villains to help defeat the monsters because the threat of monsters is increasing daily. Sonic wasn't interested in that nonsense. He just wanted to find a Saitama home. After getting that information, Sonic rushed to Saitama's home. When the Hero Association gathers villains to work together to defeat monsters, there is someone challenging everyone there. He wants to prove who is the strongest among them. He easily defeated 3 A-class heroes and even all the criminals there. He declared war on the heroes. He named Garou, a former student of Silverfang. Genos felt someone approaching at high speed. Since Saitama is busy playing games, Genos fights the guy himself. It turns out that he is Sonic who wants to fight Saitama. Of course, Genos couldn't let it, and they fought each other. At the same time, a first-rank B-class hero named Fubuki offered Saitama to join her group. Of course, Saitama refused Fubuki's invitation because he didn't want to become her subordinate. Because 2 of her members have been defeated, Fubuki decides to destroy Saitama with the power of psychokinesis. While dodging attacks from Fubuki, Saitama advises her if she doesn't understand the meaning of being a hero and says that Fubuki underestimates heroes too much. Feeling annoyed, Fubuki intends to kill him by splitting the ground and using a knife to slash his neck. At the same time, Genos and Sonic collided with them. Saitama protected her from the explosion. Otherwise, Fubuki might have died. Fubuki is surprised to learn that Genos, the S-class hero, becomes Saitama's student who is a B-class hero. Sonic and Genos continue their fight. Genos moves quickly and launches a deadly attack on Sonic. However, Sonic could dodge all his attacks and started to get serious by showing super speed movement techniques. In the end, Saitama stopped their fight because he didn't want the area where he lived to explode. Since he's stubborn, Saitama decides to take him seriously. Sonic showed the ultimate technique he had been training for all this time. He could release 10 super speed shadows with killing intent. Saitama also did the same thing, and the attack beat Sonic. Seeing this, Fubuki thinks Saitama is too strong and isn't an ordinary human. Then Fubuki explained that she is the younger sister of Tatsumaki and has the ambition to become number 1. Because of that, she stays in B-Class rank 1 and controls B-Class heroes to surpass Tatsumaki. King suddenly came to Saitama's place. Of course, Fubuki was surprised that B-Class heroes could be friends with S-Class heroes. Since then, Fubuki felt like joining them.
なんで S 級が B 級なんかと楽しそうに私も仲間に
なぜなら強いから
A week later, Silverfang beat Chiranko and kicked him out of the dojo. Chiranko also met Saitama to tell him about this. He felt Silverfang's behavior was bizarre. Genos explains that a former Silverfang student named Garu has been designated as a wanted. Even Silverfang volunteered to defeat Garu. When Chiranko returns home, he sees Garu fighting Mumen Rider alongside an S-Class hero named Tank Top Master. Even though Tank Top Master battered him, Garu has yet to show his true power. Garu mastered the same martial arts technique as Silverfang. He easily countered Tank Top Master's attacks to the point of immobilizing him. In the end, everyone there was slaughtered by Garu. The next day, Silverfang and his older brother Bomb saw the massacre. Silverfang was surprised to see Chiranko there too. After that, Saitama visited Mumen Rider with Tank Top Master at the hospital. He explains Garu the hero hunter to Saitama. When monsters fight, they rely on physical power to attack ferociously. Unlike Garu, he has a technique to paralyze humans. It was certain that he knew how to beat heroes. After hearing that, Saitama became interested in martial arts. Chiranko also gave him a martial arts tournament ticket. Saitama seemed interested in a sizable prize if he won. On the other hand, Garu meets a little boy reading a hero book. His name is Taro. Even though Garu always beats heroes mercilessly, but he is kind to children. With Taro's hero book, Garu learns about the hero's powers and whereabouts. He immediately met the A-Class hero Golden Ball. Although he was in a narrow place, Garu easily dodged all the attacks. Other A-Class heroes come to help Golden Ball, but their strength cannot defeat Garu. In the end, they were beaten mercilessly. While walking in town, the director of the Heroes Association offers a beautiful girl to meet A-Class hero Amai Mask, provided they kiss her on the cheek. Garu, who happened to be there, happily gave a kiss.
ほっぺにチューしてくれたらな。俺にも合わせてくれよ。ほっぺにチューしてやるからよ。
Then Garu accidentally meets Saitama. He thought that Saitama wanted to catch him. Therefore Garu attacked him hard, but Saitama countered the attack until Garu fainted.
誰だてめえ。カツアゲする気か。の邪魔すんな。
The next day, Garu wakes up in a dumpster, and he has no recollection of last night's events. The martial arts tournament begins. There are new rules if someone replaces or impersonates someone else. Then it will be subject to severe penalties and may not participate in tournaments for life. Previously, someone disguised himself as someone else and won the tournament. That person is Garu. He assumes the identity of Wolfman to win the tournament. On the other hand, the S-Class hero Metal Bat is escorting the Hero Association executive. Suddenly, a monster that intends to kidnap an executive member of the Hero Association appears. Metal Bat tries hard to protect them until he finally can defeat the monster. But a giant monster named Elder Centipede appeared in the middle of the city. Only an S-class hero named Blast whoever defeated that monster. Even though Metal Bat doesn't give up and keeps throwing attacks at him, unfortunately, his attack doesn't work, so he is thrown very far and meets Garou. Garou was very excited when he met an S-class hero and immediately challenged Metal Bat to fight him. Even though Metal Bat has lost much blood, he still fights. Every time he gets hit, it makes him stronger. But Garou, with his martial arts techniques, managed to paralyze Metal Bat.
一発でもまともにもらったらやばかったかもな。
お兄ちゃんバットお兄ちゃん
When Garou was almost killed by an attack from Metal Bat, suddenly, his younger sister came to stop their fight. Whereas Garou didn't want to hurt a child, so he left from there. Then the monsters meet Garou. He invites Garou to join the Monster Association with them. But Garou refuses the invitation. The monsters have managed to kidnap the Hero Association's executive child, so they quickly leave there while Metal Knights follow the monsters. On the other hand, there is chaos in various cities because powerful monsters appear simultaneously. The A-class heroes had a hard time fighting them. The incident put the Heroes Association in trouble as they lacked the troops to fight the monsters. The martial arts tournament has started, and Saitama is considered a weak participant with no chance of winning. When the fight started, Saitama easily beat his opponent with one punch.
強いチャランコ選手これはチャランコ選手が強いというより弱いザコス選手弱すぎる
Suiryu, who saw the fight, confirmed that Saitama was powerful, so he guessed his final opponent would be Saitama. The next match was Lightning Max against Suiryu. He easily defeated his opponent with a single kick. That made all the spectators cheer because he was a powerful martial artist. While the tournament was in progress, Genos received information that 5 monsters were roaming around the place. He immediately eradicated the monsters so that the tournament would not be stopped. After successfully defeating 4 monsters, Genos met a strong monster. The monster is so fast that it makes it difficult for Genos to launch an attack. Genos also uses a super strong adhesive to stop the monster's movement. With that, Genos can destroy it. But a powerful monster suddenly attacked him, and it seriously injured Genos. Then Saitama's second fight. He will fight the tournament winner 2 times in a row named Bakuzen. Knowing Saitama is an amateur in martial arts, Bakuzen intends to teach him how to fight. Because Bakuzen touched his head, Saitama immediately punched him out of the arena. In the end, Saitama passes to the next round. On the other hand, Fubuki and her members fight monsters. She has a whip that can control one's mind, so that she easily controls Fubuki's members. Even though a whip hits Fubuki, she has strong determination and can counter her attacks. Then there was a terrifying figure that monsters feared came there. She was Tatsumaki.
戦慄の竜巻
Sensing that her younger sister had been injured, Tatsumaki immediately came to exterminate the monster. Unfortunately, the monster managed to escape. Tatsumaki advises Fubuki to stop gathering weaklings and disband the group because it will get her in trouble one day. On the other hand, Metal Knight has been captured by the monster, and in front of him is the king of the monsters named Orochi. It was certain that he was the strongest monster in the Monster Association. The monsters wreak havoc in cities because the A-class heroes can't beat them. The S-class heroes started to move to eradicate all the monsters. There is also a 13th rank S-class hero named Flashy Flash, who fights against giant monsters with super speed, making other heroes admire him. But Tatsumaki came and immediately annihilated the monster with her psychokinesis power, so that made Flashy Flash upset because Tatsumaki had taken his prey. On the other hand, the S-class hero named Atomic Samurai is meeting with the Divine Sword group to hunt down Garou. but one of them offered him a monster cell and suggested they become monsters like himself, otherwise he would kill them. Unfortunately, he was immediately killed by an atomic samurai attack.
みんなお前ほどバカじゃねえってよ。まず潰すは怪人協会だ。
The final round of the martial arts tournament begins. Suryu explains that the goal of participating in the tournament is to find strong opponents. Whereas Saitama wanted to experience martial arts, he was disappointed because his opponent was defeated with just one punch. But Saitama feels that Suryu might be able to fulfill his wish. Suryu immediately launched various attacks on him. Saitama always dodged the attacks and protected his head so his wig would not fall off.
さあ撃ってこい。楽しませてくれよ。 カウンターを狙ったの気づかれたか。
Knowing Saitama works as a hero makes Suryu disappointed. Suryu dislikes heroes, he also looks down on heroes. To him, heroes only show off that they are enforcers of justice, but they are just a group of weak people who will not be able to protect the world.
アドバイスしてあげたんだけど。
Hearing that annoyed Saitama, he also gave him one piece of advice.
楽しむのが目的なら、それ以上強くならない方がいいぜ。
At the same time, Saitama's identity is exposed, thus disqualifying him from the tournament. Suryu felt annoyed and immediately put out his full power to beat Saitama. Even though he had performed various martial arts techniques, it was a pity that those attacks could not injure him.
あの水流が劇場に駆られている。負けたままじゃ楽しくないんでね。うわ！
In the end, Saitama doesn't know anything about martial arts and accidentally throws Suryu out of the arena with his butt. After that, Saitama immediately ran away, while Suryu was shocked because it was the first time he had lost. A group of monsters came to the arena led by Gaoketsu. He used to be the winner of the first martial tournament, but he became a monster and one of the higher-ups in the Monster Association. He ordered the martial participants to eat the monster cells, otherwise he would kill them. The weak participants decided to obey his orders and became monsters. Among them is the most powerful monster, and Suryu decides to fight against it. This time Suryu fought seriously because his opponent was powerful. Even though he managed to beat that person, Suryu was powerless against Gaoketsu. His attacks didn't work at all. Even Gaoketsu treated him like a puppet. In the end, Suryu was seriously injured, while the others fainted. At that moment, Suryu realized how terrifying the monster's power was and intended to escape. He asks for Bakuzen's help so he can fight the three monsters. Unfortunately, Bakuzen refused. He preferred to become a monster to become stronger. Then came a class heroes who were willing to help Suryu.
助けられたよ。ありがとう。
After defeating the three monsters, the hero restrains Gaoketsu so Suryu can escape. He was also amazed by the determination of a hero who was not afraid at all, while he was more substantial than them and even ran away in fear.
これが最後のチャンス。逃げる。逃げる。
Bakuzen has become a powerful monster with a dragon-level threat. Gaoketsu also asked him to come to the Monster Association headquarters, but he wanted to torture Suryu first. A helpless Suryu turned to the heroes for help.
誰か助けてくれ！ヒーロー！聞こえていたらこっちに来てくれ！無様だな、チャンピオン。
Before, he always looked down on heroes, but now he screams for help so that heroes save him. When Suryu was desperate, a true hero came to save him.
ヒーローやっているものだ。助けを呼ぶ声聞こえたぜ、水流。あとは任せとけ。
Saitama came so cool that Suryu was amazed by him. Saitama feels he has met Bakuzen, so he tries to remember it.
ダメだ、思い出せねえ。なんだったんだこいつ。まあいいや。
Suryu is very grateful to Saitama for saving his life. He also asked Saitama not to go outside because powerful monsters were nearby. He is Gaoketsu. Feeling curious about Gaoketsu's power, Saitama decided to meet him. Suryu tried to stop him. He had just met a real hero and didn't want the hero to die.
本物のヒーローの姿を見たっていうのに。
Suddenly, Gaoketsu's head fell right in front of Suryu. It turned out that Saitama himself had defeated him. Since then, Suryu has found a new purpose to become a hero like Saitama. Therefore, he wanted to become Saitama's apprentice to become stronger, but Saitama refused. Moments later, the monsters had disappeared altogether. At the same time, Saitama meets King. They talked about the meaning of heroes, and King managed to provide new inspiration for Saitama so he wouldn't get bored living his life as a hero. Having been defeated by the S-class hero, Watchdog Man left Garou badly injured, but he feels the lessons learned from that fight made him stronger. Incidentally, he saw King, and without further ado, Garou immediately attacked him.
たく怪人だけじゃなくてあんなチンピラまで相手してたらキリねえな。
For the second time, Saitama hits Garou, knocking him unconscious. Saitama is quite interested in Garou the hero hunter and wants to fight him, but he didn't realize that the person he kicked earlier was Garou. Because Saitama felt bored, King invited him to play a game together. King is powerful when playing games. Using only 2 fingers, he can beat Saitama easily.
KO! KO! クソゲーだぜ!
On the other hand, there is an intruder from the Monster Association. He declares war on the Hero Association. Because the monsters have taken the child of the executive member hostage, they decide to save the child. The Hero Association gathered the strongest heroes within 3 days to attack the Monster Association headquarters in Z City. The military advisor from the Monster Association asks them all to submit to Orochi, but most of them do not want to do that. Ruthlessly, Orochi kills useless, weak monsters. Seeing that makes the other monsters fear, but other monsters intend to defeat Orochi so that he can become the leader of the Monster Association. The next day, news of the Monster Association's war against the Heroes Association spread across social media. That makes the people afraid and hope the heroes can win the war. At the same time, Saitama was surprised because, on that day, he met many monsters in Z City.
どうも怪人多いな。こいつらもしかして俺に会いに来てんのか?
Garou just woke up after being seriously injured by Saitama's kick. He decided to hide in a hut in the forest to recover. Tero's friends ask him to expel someone who has seized their secret base. Tero was surprised that the person was Garou. Knowing that Tero is always being pushed around by his friends, Garou advises him to become stronger. Suddenly, the A-class hero Death Gatling discovers Garou's hideout. He gathers the A-class heroes to capture Garou. Knowing heroes surrounded him, Garou borrowed Tero's book to learn about their powers. He asked Tero to hide there while he fought the hero. Of course, Garou has a hard time because he is already seriously injured and unable to fight them simultaneously. In the end, Garou was poisoned and almost lost his consciousness. Even when cornered, Garou doesn't give up. He always reads their movements and analyzes them to launch a counterattack. So he managed to turn things around by defeating 4 heroes at once. A hero named Glasses tries to punch Garou. He remembers his encounter with the strongest hero Saitama. Even though he was desperate because he realized he was frail, Saitama's words motivated him, and he wanted to become a hero like him.
限界だ!
限界は何をもって誰が決める? 挫折してる暇があるなら前に進んだ方がいいぜ.
Unfortunately, Garou was much stronger than him. In the end, only Death Gatling remained. Garou said a small child was in the hut and advised him not to shoot there. He didn't believe Garou's words, so he used all his bullets to kill Garou.
よく見とけ! 怪人が勝つ瞬間を! Death Shower!
Unexpectedly, Garou could survive the deadly attack, and Tero's life was successfully protected. It turned out that Death Gatling was the most obsessed with rankings, so he was reluctant to ask S-class heroes for help. If only he had invited an S-class hero, the situation might have been different. After all the heroes have been defeated, Genos suddenly comes to see Garou. It turns out that Glasses has summoned reinforcements so that the S-class heroes come to the scene. Garou, who was already overwhelmed, certainly made it difficult to survive Genos' attacks. He also realized that Garou's power was amazing. He could learn fighting techniques quickly. Garou imitates the watchdog man's movements and manages to destroy his hand. However, Genos is stronger than before. He has prepared many things and will not let his guard down even if the monsters come to help Garou. When Genos wanted to exterminate him, Silverfang and his brother suddenly came. Thus began a fierce battle between teachers and students. Silverfang launched attacks mercilessly at Garou, causing Garou to almost faint. The two took Garou very seriously and even intended to kill him immediately. At the same time, Garou was reminded of his past. His more popular classmates always bullied him. Even he is always blamed even though he tries to convey the truth. Feeling that there is no justice, Garou is furious and he wants them to taste the backlash from the weaklings. When Garou started Berserk, suddenly a giant bird took him away. Genos launched a lethal attack so they couldn't escape, but Elder Centipede blocked the deadly shot unscathed. So Garou managed to escape while they tried to save the A-class hero who fainted. Silverfang and Bomb worked together to launch their strongest attack to destroy the Elder Centipede's shell. Even though it managed to destroy its body, Elder Centipede shed his skin, leaving him completely unharmed. Genos tried to burn his insides. Unfortunately, the explosion still wasn't enough to defeat him. When Silverfang intends to use all his strength, King suddenly says he is with an S-class hero, Blast. He has a personal vendetta against Blast. When the enemy panicked hearing the King engine, it was then that King panicked more than his opponent. As planned, King distracts him while Saitama gives the final blow to annihilate Elder Centipede. The battle had ended with a single blow. And that is the end of the video. Remember to subscribe and like this video, so see you in the next video.